good to know. Got to get that off the table. That was a test you all passed. Good for you. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I live next to Westport now, which is awesome. Westport, or as I like to call it, Black Power and Light. It kind of sucks though. Kind of sucks going out because I just turned 21, and like even at the bars where they don't ID my friends, like the door guys will still ID me. You know, it's like, come on, can a man even look like a boy anymore? What the hell? I can't really blame them though. A lot of people get confused looking at me. That's a word that gets used to describe me a lot, is confusing. Another one I get a lot is off-putting, which weirdly enough is actually why my dad went on a diet. Yeah, he looked off-putting, so he got off-putting. You know? Big pudding crowd, not a big crack crowd. Good. Wonderful. People get very confused. They like to assume things about me because of that. They assume my age. They like to assume my race. And then my personal favorite, they love to assume my gender. Believe it or not, a lot of people think that I'm trans. Yeah. The problem is that they can never decide which way I'm transitioning. But they can always agree that those doctors are not doing a good job. They like to, like I said, people assume my race too. A lot of people will assume that I'm like Italian or Puerto Rican, neither of which I am. I'm actually mixed. Yeah, on my father's side, I'm white, and then on my mother's side, I'm loved and cared for, so. I actually didn't know what I was on my mom's side. I had to look it up. I had to do Ancestry.com, and I found out a couple of things. I found out, one, that I'm actually Portuguese, and then I also found out that I had sex with my third cousin, which I already knew, actually. I just couldn't stop after the first two. I couldn't. White people hate that joke. They despise it. If you couldn't tell by now, I grew up homeschooled. You don't have to laugh that hard. I was made fun of for it enough as a child by all of my friends. Both of them would be like, "Oh, Phil, you're missing out being homeschooled," you know? And I'm like, I think you guys are missing out going to school, you know, because I get to see things every day you never get to see. You know, like you guys never get to see your teachers fight over custody. And none of you got to suck your teacher's tits either, so fuck you. I think I came out on top here. It did benefit me in some ways. I'm very well read, believe it or not. I read a lot of Shakespeare growing up, being homeschooled, which is where I developed my running theory that Shakespeare was actually a black man. Yeah, I'm sure of it. Because in Macbeth, Act 4, Scene 2, two guys are arguing, and one of them says, "What, you egg?" And I just know that a black man wrote that, because white people can't pull off food comparisons like that. I'll prove it to you right now. You've never heard anybody say, "You look like an egg, motherfucker." But I bet you've heard somebody say, "You egg-looking motherfucker." So that's how I know that. I'm sure of it. I also grew up Irish dancing. I was a competitive Irish dancer for 8 years. Is that very funny to you, ma'am? My passion? Laugh at my dreams, please. Yeah, I chose to do that. I loved it. Yeah, I chose to Irish dance, and my parents chose to homeschool me. Now, we've always agreed on at least one thing, right? That I shouldn't have friends. That's what we've agreed on. I got bullied for that too. I bet you can't guess what they called me for dancing. Gay. That's what. All right, and I have great rhythm for a white guy because of it, okay? And the reason why is because when you Irish dance, at the beginning of every dance, there's a 4-count lead-in, and you do a different position on each beat to get prepared. And as I go through these positions, they just get slightly gayer and gayer, and I can't really blame them, you know? So like, you start with what's called the 5th position, which looks like this, and then you go to the 6th position, and then the 7th position, and then the 8th position, which is just doggy style with another man. So